Welcome to your monthly Earth Tribe report. Welcome, Hush Puppy, to the gang. Thank you for joining us. Um, Happy birthday, Taurus. Okay, happy birthday, Taurus Nation. I like to think um, a pack of Aries is a fight club. Um, a bunch of Libras is a art museum or a music video. But yeah, as a pack of Tauruses, a nation. Are you guys a nation? Taurus land, Taurus land. Welcome, Taurus nation, Taurus land. Um, all right, I got the mic on. Happy birthday. You're being extra blessed on this birthday more than any birthday you've ever had. I can give you facts about this right now. DJ Academics is moon in Cancer, sun in Taurus. DJ Academics has been working for, I think, over a decade. And this year, he's reached a point in the field of what he does where he gets exclusive songs. He breaks songs first. He's like the mixtape right now. And it's very amazing to see how this is happening while Jupiter and Uranus are in his sign. The Rock is another example. If you want more receipts, The Rock has had a very extensive career with many cycles, but it's just very interesting that he single-handedly helped ramp up ratings, almost as if his presence there drove up the value substantially of the corporation that he is a part of. Taurus is up right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Taurus is up right now. Shout out to Taurus. All right, this is shout out to happy birthday, Taurus, y'all. Ooh. First of all, I'm jealous than a motherfucker because the cycle like this, the last time we had a cycle like this was Pisces, and then the time before we had this was also in Taurus. So the universe must like you, Taurus. That's crazy. Like that, any zodiac sign getting a cycle like that is set for like the next 12 years. So Taurus, you're getting it again after Pisces did 2010, and the next one is probably going to be. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No, that was Jupiter. That doesn't make sense. It couldn't have been Taurus before. Yeah, the next one is probably going to be in Cancer. So Cancer, you're going to get it next. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. Gemini, you're probably going to get the opposition with Sagittarius, which is going to be wild. More wild than it has to be, but that is the dignity. Taurus, happy birthday. Taurus moon, Taurus rising. What's up, Taurus risings? Oh yeah, Taurus sun and Taurus moon. This is going to hit. This is going to hit you. This is going to expand you. Pause. I don't know if I should say pause or not, but this is definitely going to enrich you. That's the word. This is going to enrich in you. I mean, it has since 2018, and then again with Jupiter March of 2023. So it's not anything just happening now, but this is going to be the climax of the enriching process. Okay. Oh, Taurus, I can't wait to break this down for you, with you. Virgo, Capricorn, you can't escape this too. Every sign has an angle with this relationship. Taurus is embodying it, activating it. But like Capricorn and Virgo, you flow smoothly with this. So whereas Taurus is activating it, this is going to trickle. This is going to trickle down and through you. This is going to be like just a surplus. This is going to be, and if you have Taurus energy on that, this year, there you go. It ain't nothing but a fade. Thank you, Markel. It ain't nothing but a fade. Y'all need to. Hey, first of all, happy birthday, Chris Brown. But Quavo smoked you. I just have to be. I know a lot. Listen, I know a lot of people are saying, no, Chris Brown won that. Chris Brown won that. Quavo smoked you, my G. And listen, the first time I ever seen Chris Brown was at Lovers and Friends last year. This man is legit. I've never seen some shit like this ever in my 33 years of living. Miguel performed first. He murdered that shit. It brought if there wasn't a crowd, it brought a crowd, and then Breezy came on. When I tell you, I have never seen so much woman captivated in one moment. It was then and there I acknowledged, Breezy, you're the real deal. You are the real deal, Breezy. I could trust me when I say I've seen women get hyped before. I have never seen that much amount of woman in one place give their full undivided. They were shook. It was like they were hypnotized. So I'm giving him his props. I'm just saying Quavo smoked you, my G. I'm not gonna lie. I know you got the demon inside. I know you got Pluto and your moon in Scorpio. You got it. You got it. So he hit the haymakers. Listen, I'm gonna get into the reading, but let's just be real. He said that he had sex with his girlfriend while he was with him. Ooh, that was deep. And then he hit with the haymaker, like, we all wish it was you who died. I'm not gonna, it was solid. It was solid. It was solid. But then Quavo spun the block and then smoked him. And he said that he's not going to respond. So if no one's going to be honest, I know you got that light skin bias. I know people are biased to you because you light skin and you got pretty privilege. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that is what it is, but it's cool. I know everyone's gassing you up. Quavo smoked you, bro. You could respond. You're way more than good enough to respond. Please don't let it end here because the way it's looking, he basically told you that, you're doing this over that and that. And, I'm not going to say the rest. It is what it is. Happy birthday season, though, Taurus. You up. You're not saying he has to respond. Taurus has the advantage this season. We're not in Aries season anymore. But, if I'm, yup, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. Now, all the women that are saying that you won, that's cool. That's cool. They love you. They love the woman. Like, I can understand the woman talking about, no, Chris Brown won. No, Chris Brown's smoking. Cool. That's cool. That's all you. That's all you. I'm not going to hate on that. Who am I to say that they're wrong? I'm just going to keep it a buck. Quavo smoked you, my G. All right. You have a happy birthday. Shout out to Taurus. We're going to do Virgo. We're going to do Capricorn. All right. Yeah. Okay. That being said, this is definitely going to be amazing for everyone involved. All right. So shout out to Tyson. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. If you know a Taurus sun, if you know someone born during May, I'm going to give you the hack. Okay. It's easier to find this because you're not going to know off unless you already know someone who has their moon in Taurus. If you know someone who has their moon in Taurus, okay, invest your ideas in them. Let them hold it. You just got to agree with them because they're going to be a little stubborn. Taurus moon, don't be mad at me. Because they don't even like people around them that they don't want around them. But if you know a Taurus moon, it's better if you know a Taurus moon, just call them up. Be like, hey, how you doing? The best way to get to Taurus, take them out to eat. If you know what their favorite food is, that's it. And while you're talking to them, just be like, I'm investing in this. I'm investing in that. I fucking swear to God, just make sure you impress in their subconscious what it is. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! And that's how you can use Taurus moon. Now, if you know someone who has like a Taurus rising, right? It's going to be subtly the same, but you want to get physical with it. Bring something physical, like add an accessory, have them touch the thing. If there's anything you want to do, have them touch it. Be like, hey, have you seen this? Yo, check it out. And don't let them know. It is what it is. Also, if it is, you know what I'm saying? If you get them something they like to eat, then while you're eating, you could just be like, hey, yeah, check this out. You know what I'm saying? They could touch your bank account. Like, look at how much money they touch the screen. Trust me. Now, if they were born during Taurus season, like if they have a Taurus sun, this is the most potent. If you can be around a sun in Taurus, okay, you can do all of the above. Just make them consciously aware. Even if they're super judgmental and hate, which most of them will be, you just want them to be aware. This is how strong they are. They have some of the strongest wills. Okay, so that's it. During this Taurus season, you can find a Taurus sun, make them aware of it, even if you, and once again, if you give them something they like to eat, during the meal, just be like, so hey, I just made an investment in my portfolio. Oh, no way. They're really good with money talk. They know how to talk money. That's it. Just do that this Taurus season. You don't have to let them know that you might be using them so that you can get more money just by using their energy, because they are very, 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 very strong right now. Or you can. Some of them will be like, oh, let me help put an intention in. If with the Taurus sun, you can like inadvertently or directly have them intend for your fortune, boom, you're good. This is time sensitive. You can do this after Taurus season, it'll still be effective, but you can do it during Taurus season and get the bag. All right, so we're going to start this. Happy birthday, Taurus. This is going to be publicly available so that everybody, of course, can access this. All right. You can thank Taurus for that. This is going to be, I think, one of the most iconic cycles. Like, this is only just barely starting it. Okay. All right. And yeah. Okay, show them some love too. Pay for the meal. You know what I mean? Don't let them pay for the meal. Pay for the meal. Treat them right if you're going to blatantly use. I mean, if you're going to share their energy with them, it's just the proper balance. Okay, the proper balance. So yes, before I start with Taurus, we want to really establish that this Taurus season is establishing a new precedent. And you're going to see this synonymously throughout everyone, corporations, social groups. Most of these new precedents will be blatantly controversial. They're not all going to be bad. There's going to be a whole range that ranges from absolutely trash to just truly innovative, creative, and genius. So this is definitely going to enable you to walk the fool's journey over the next 12 years. The past 12 years, we came out of a dream. All right. You're manifesting literally everything, that you believe you are, and you're making it real. But the 2010, we had this in Pisces, and Neptune was in Aquarius, where Pluto is now. So it's very important to kind of like take that in mind. Jupiter was in Libra 2017 when Uranus was leaving Aries. So we had the conjunction in Pisces, it opposed, and now it's coming back. So this is like a whole new ride. This is very grounded. It's going to be very luxurious. It's going to be rich. It's going to be wealthy. The evidence of this is reflected. Remember, these are cycles that reflect what you sow and what you reap. So this is where, once again, like, these astrological transits aren't really what make you rich. This is just the cycle of what you're already working and putting in, knowing that something like this is happening. And, you don't have to do it at this time, but starting a business, making a financial investment, getting a job, making your own currency, buying new clothes, starting a new regime, starting anything. All right. Doing it during this new moon, doing it during this period, you will find, flowing with the cycles above that. And it's going to be very spectacular. It's like we're establishing through astrology that the planetary cycles do communicate through the zodiac, not the constellations, through the zodiac, a language. What we're teaching you as astrologers is not how to let the planets affect you, how to sync with those cycles and take what you're already doing and potentially maximize them, because now you are aligning with what God has created. Genesis 1:14-15, I have given you these lights so that you can look at these stars and signs. He saw it was good. So yeah, there are going to be people down here spreading false misinformation out of ignorance and fear of how much power you unlock when you access this. So now they have to say that studies have shown you're narcissistic and stupid because your fucking moon sign. Only an idiot would believe that. So yeah, that being said, I am honored to serve per usual, and we're going to really break down the transits for the earth signs. You don't have to have any of these zodiac signs, by the way, for these messages to be accurate for you. It's just for those of you who do, it's going to be superbly accurate for you. And please keep in mind your progressed job, your progressed chart is going to be more accurate than your natal chart. So you definitely want to check that out. All right, Tauricio. You're no longer Taurus. From this year on, you're Tauricio. I'm Tauricio. I got stacks everywhere I go. All right, I'm not Taurus anymore. Trust me, every Taurus you see is Tauricio now. I'm not Taurus no more. That was my old self. I'm Tauricio. Okay, I can buy anything in the mall right now. They didn't even close the stores for me. Oh, it's Tauricio! Everyone, get out the store! Get your broke ass out of here! Tauricio! Put up the red carpet! Yes. So first of all, shout out Tauricio. Shout out Tauricio. This didn't come out of nowhere. They've been out here. Y'all were focusing on everyone else and everyone shining. Tauricio was just laying the groundwork, building the bricks. Okay, so Tauricio, we see you now standing tall, and this is very important. Tauricio went through a lot of hate and opposition. We could say with Jupiter since 2018, with in Scorpio, Pluto since the 90s. Some people are born with that. And what is being established now is such a revolutionary sense of autonomy that it's pissing a lot of people off, because normally when someone stands on something that, they don't want spread, or they don't want really even to exist, they can just destroy it. They can cancel it. But normally that's only possible when these are being said on platforms they own. Owning this unprecedented level of ownership in your own self, or that Tauricio has established, is not as simple as just being independent. It's literally having their own empire. And this is even more significant if you were born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, or even before, because now Uranus you had in anywhere from Libra to fucking Capricorn in the 90s, and then, Pisces in the 2000s. So at least, the 90s, 70s, 80s, from Capricorn and before that, you're coming into more full integration of an inner sense of genius that is a lot less like abstract and conceptual and tangible in very scary ways that force you to really contemplate the realization of your potential and all that other spiritual mumbo jumbo. This is even more important too, because Taurus, as grounded as they are, air signs are able to be aware and understand celestial advanced information out of the physical through ideas. So they're going to be called crazy. Water signs tap into an astral realm through their emotions and imagination that can help them discern through extrasensory perception phenomena that hasn't even happened yet. So they're going to be called delusional. And then fire signs vibrate so fast with their ability to express passion, they can see into things that are going to happen, and they're going to be called fucking wild because they're fucking wild. But earth signs are fully aware. Earth signs sacrifice all of that hippy dippy psychic shit for a hyper realized grounded awareness. So they help ground all the crazy delusions that we may lack with the earth. And because of that sacrifice, it takes them a while to understand certain concepts that exist beyond the material. especially when 99% of it is bullshit, or if it's not bullshit, it's just not necessarily grounded in a way that can make any sense. And if you don't make any real sense to earth signs, it doesn't make money, so it's pretty much useless to them. And there may have been many concepts that they are slow to understanding that the rest of us get, because they do their due diligence and they want it to be real. Okay, so now with Uranus, oh my God, Markel, they hate that. When you pull a Pisces on them and they're like, nothing exists, all this is an illusion. There's the earth, and they're like, I'm real. I'm real. I'm the realest motherfucker. If you want to piss their side, just hit them with the Pisces shit. Just be like, forces beyond this reality have changed my mind, and don't explain why they're, yes. But yeah, Uranus is establishing a very unconventional precedent that's going to pick you up to speed with what the other elements have been known. But when you get it, it's more real than ever. So that's really the balance of it. Checks and balances for everything. Taurus, especially Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Jupiter and Uranus have unconventionally expanded the quality with which you harness natural energy. We just have to make that very clear. That is objectively true. For those of you who embody this, especially with the risings, this is a project through this cycle. So it's like ever since 2018, there were unconventional designs ran in order for you to innovate your property, your value, your body. This auto nervously, so you're not necessarily conscious of this at a quantum level, like beyond the Planck length, is an innovation occurring in your body. Now, this didn't occur out of nowhere. This is the application of 2010 to 2018's Uranus and Aries transit. Everyone experienced this. The way I experienced this is during Uranus and Aries, where we're now awakening an innovation of our identity. I became the peace dealer. And now that Uranus is in Taurus of grounded material, tangible reality, I've created merch and I'm building the business. This is something that we're seeing in technology. Pluto's in Aquarius. AI is now becoming out of control. Like, these are things you can literally map with astrology. Before Pluto was in Aquarius, we weren't talking about AI. This is objectively true. AI was in development during Capricorn. It was being built and organized. As soon as that shit started going into Aquarius, that's where the conversation of AI popped up. Aquarius of advancement and technology and all of this. It's very amazing to track this, knowing that 2018 up until this point, Uranus reached 22 degrees, the assassination degree. And the reason why that's very significant is now, since last year of May, Jupiter, now that it's reached 22 degrees post retrograde, has slowly but surely expanded over 12 years how much stronger your body is, how much more you can sense naturally. And with Uranus, your five senses are slowly but surely tapping into the clair senses. So every physical sense that you have has a extra dimensional psychic sense that you've actually been using your whole life. But certain phenomena occur faster than your brain can process, and may occur also auto nervously to you. So you may only experience it as a coincidence, as a miracle, when if you actually looked from the outside looking in and saw when you thought something and when something happened, maybe it's like there's a God within you, or a universe, a whole world within you. And on top of that, now that this is expanding, it's not necessarily manifesting abilities you never had as much as leveling it up, so that your ability to sense it is now almost up to speed to where your spirit, the metaphysical aspect of yourself, has actually gotten. And this is what everyone's going through. It's just Taurus in representation of this producer or the spirit with the sun or the soul with the moon is directly experiencing, which makes y'all the plugs. Okay. So people are coming to you for that. Literally. People came to DJ Academics to leak that new shit. Like, it is what it is. And I'm just marveling at it because it's so aligned with these cycles. Venus coming into this is now, if this was a construction crew expanding it, Venus is tidying it up. It's getting it ready for presentation. It's beautifying it. It's putting finishing touches. All right. And this is going to be a very beautiful season for you. Miracles and all that, but it's not coming out of nowhere. We have to talk about the receptivity and sextile to Pisces and Neptune and Saturn, which is quite literally through your Aries authentic actions unlocked through the nodes, manifesting from your imagination your very desires with Mars there. And now Mars going through Saturn and Neptune is a deal. It's a literal deal. You can have everything you want. Just literally like commit to that. And because for you, Taurus, this commitment is in your 11th house, this is all going to come around almost a perfect storm of everyone who is everyone meeting you at the right place at the right time so that your dreams can become very real. And this totality of almost a dream being made real relative to the dream team, right, is with Saturn weeding away all the weak people in your circle who are only going to hold you back and putting you in a position to now very powerfully identify relative to your ability to let go of old doubts to this new value, because you're no longer Taurus, you're Taurissimo. You're Taurissimo. All right. Forget what other name I said before. This is Taurissimo. Okay. So there you go. Okay. The full moon that's happening right now is literally helping you understand who is matching that value, because there's certain people who don't believe it. There's certain people who don't want to believe it. There are certain people who are just incensed by seeing you win in any way. And it's not even because they hate you. For many of you, it's just what you represent. It's the fact that many of these people looked down on you and now you're towering over them, and it makes them squirm as it should. And what's also very, key about this is you're going to feel who has matched you and gets it, and you're going to feel who doesn't get it. So from the moon in Scorpio to the moon in Pisces is a selection. Quite literally, you're going to be vibing with the ones who get it, and that's what's going to be secured once it's in your 11th house. You're going to understand, okay, based on who gets it, what I'm harvesting, this is who belongs in my circle. This over the next week is the most important for that, because motherfuckers be shady. Sorry. Bitches be shady. And that is a universal bitches. That's men and women being bitches. Okay. Motherfuckers be shady. Okay. So there is a whole host of people who are looking at you like a meal ticket. I said this for Leo. It's just going to be a bit more direct with you. Your portal, whereas Leo's portal is like the relationships and trust. Your portal is friends. You can be buddy with everybody, but that's how they're going to get you, through a friend who's not really a friend who knows a friend. So like, just be very mindful. You definitely want to be more cautious and serious than ever with who you keep around you. You may not even fully be aware. Like, you might be walking around thinking that you're worth 50 million, and 2 weeks from now you realize you're actually worth 50 billion. But to make the gap from 50 million to 50 billion may be too big for you, not realizing that you can't rush what lasts forever. So this is over a long term with a large lump sum up front. Like a whole long-term game over the next 12 years is literally unfolding for you like a magic beanstalk. And you're the archetypal representation of this for everyone else. So everyone's going to be looking at you and you're going to inspire everyone. It's trend setting, literally. Uranus is going to add a very controversial edge to it, so don't expect people to like it, but lean into the eccentricity. It's going to do you, it's going to do you solid. It's going to do everyone solid, because when you eat, everyone's eating. And yeah, so just be very mindful of that. The new moon in Taurus is it. Like in 2 weeks from now, it's literally the start of a new adventure for you. It's collect. So keep this in mind. If we were reading the collective book, because we have our own personal chapter books, but if we were reading the actual collective book, collectively, this is chapter 2. All right, the collective chapter 2 is your chapter 1, especially for a Taurus rising. So if we opened chapter 2 of the book, whereas we opened chapter 1 and it started with Aries, when we open chapter 2 of the book, it's starting with you. You're very relevant to the plot. Everything that you do is going to unconventionally influence and ripple effect the whole rest of like 6 years, from just the tiniest things you do. So, of course, however it is you capitalize on that or manifest with that yourself is going to be you. But just keep that in mind. This is literally just opening the book to a whole new chapter, and you are allowed room to progress and take your time with this. Trust a lot of what you're going to be starting. If people don't laugh at your dream, it's not real enough. So like, this level of innovation, I promise you, is like Bitcoin when it was $100. Let's be completely honest. People who are telling people to buy Bitcoin at $100, people were looking at them crazy forever suggesting that it will go to 70,000, 60,000. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. A buck. I say it like, let's keep it a buck, son. Okay. And that's the process of innovation. What was literally at $100 at some point, or the low level, has now reached 60,000 or so. That didn't happen in a year. But with a 12-year cycle like this, the last time we had this cycle was 2011, 2012. With a 12-year cycle like this, anything like that is possible. So as the producer, what is that long-term plan? What is that wish? What are you sowing in there? There's so many ways it's going to grow that you may not expect, but I'm sure you're very understanding of your worth. So claim it now, okay? Because you are like Bitcoin. You're going to be like that 60,000, 12, and that's just arbitrary. It's going to be more than 60,000, but that's amazing to know. That's very amazing to know, especially going into that, knowing people are going to look at you crazy, but you will literally have the last laugh. Literally. Everything you're activating now is going to 2026 when Jupiter goes into Leo. If you have that 90-degree square, for those of you with the sun, or in your 4th house, that's when it's going to break through the ground. And then 6 years from now, and 6 months too, 6 months is going to give you the initial harvest. And then for the long term, 6 years from now is when it's going to fully harvest. So, I mean, that's how exciting you want to take this. Last year was your last chapter. That was like the last time you're going to do stuff for your old life. You're Torissimo now. Okay. Like your car gets valeted for free. They pay you just to be a part of it, because when you show up, they make so much money. I don't think a lot of people know Taurus is the Midas touch. Like everything they touch turns to gold. It's an actual natural ability of every Taurus. It's anyone with Taurus energy. You can literally see it in the work they do. It's a formula. And now, what if we took that concept of your Midas touch and leveled it the fuck up? You would become Torissimo. You're like, nah, I don't feel like going. It smells like broke people there. It's Big Torissimo. Tell him it's Big Torissimo, son. Playing with me. Okay, so shout out to you. Shout out to you. I like that. Well earned, well deserved. Virgo, the masters. Props to Virgo, literally holding their own against the entire world. Props to Virgo, literally holding their own against the entire world. And No one is even helping them. That shit is very crazy. Like people, it must be very crazy to be a Virgo. Seeing people who, you know, before gave you support, just totally turning ship because they don't want to look unpopular, supporting you. Who has a Virgo moon? P. Diddy. Oh yeah. So like this shit's real, baby. Sneeko got the Virgo sun. Like it's not all bad. It really is just an integrity test. That's why not, you know, certain people are kind of skating through this and capitalizing on it. But it's still something to be said that this is controlled opposition at its finest. Holy shit. And if you don't move right, it's a wrap for you. But if you stay in integrity, you're going to overcome the opposition. That's the only thing that sucks about Saturn. It's literally the Satan, it's literally the Reaper. All right, like just checking you. Okay. But see, Virgo stay on point. That's it. As long as you stay on point, then you're Cat Williams telling everyone you've got to tell Diddy no. All right. And then that's not even a joke. Like there are layers to that. An interview is aging like ridiculously. So it's like, Virgo, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Last year was just the beta test. Okay. Last year, we had Saturn enter your house of ops. If y'all don't know, Virgo has the most delusional ops ever. Hold on. First of all, we fucks with you, Pisces. So we're not talking about you, Pisces. We're talking about the 7th house Pisces element in its shadow, and some of you as well. They have the most delusional op. In fact, it's crazy too because they end the wheel. So like Cancer has like Capricorn as their op, the industry, the actual conglomerate. But having Pisces as your op is like having invisible ops. And they believe anything that they want to believe and quite literally make up everything. So that's why Pisces is Virgo's op. What do you do when you have the receipts and the beings you're giving the receipts to are just whole, like willfully delusional? They don't even, this now intensifies the need to stay on your point. The necessity for Virgo is the shadow of Pisces is being able to obfuscate vision by completely fabricating an entire experience. Like the shadow of Gemini is, I can tell you a lie. You know what I'm saying? But the shadow of Pisces is, I can recreate your apartment room to make it look like it's not even your room. And you walk into it like, did I walk into the wrong room? Like that's why Pisces is legendary level. This is Ocean's 12 type shit. And Virgo is the op of Pisces because everyone's going to fall for it. But Virgo notices the details like, wait a minute, that cup is my cup. Hold on. And like they're going to pull receipts. Boom, they counter each other. They counter each other. When Virgo gets too critical, Pisces teaches Virgo to believe in the unseen. And because they can analyze everything real, they can kind of notice patterns that can at least cover all the bases rationally that allows them to believe in maybe what might not even be possible. And this is why they're master magicians. They're more tidy than some reckless, wild, chaotic Sagittarian magicians that don't even care about the blowback and they just gonna do it. Damn, wild as hell. You don't even care if you change and ruin people's lives. At least Virgo gonna keep it real. At least Virgo gonna keep it real. Anyway, Virgo was under attack. So I just want to make sure we're clear. I don't want to see, you're not under attack because you're a victim. You're a whole threat. You're a whole threat. Okay. Everyone knows why you're a threat. Last year, Virgo Moon P. Diddy had to find out why they're a threat through Virgo Sun. You know her name. Because see, what Virgo will do about you is they gonna write a book about you. They just gonna write a book and pull all the receipts that they've ever had, and you're just gonna be like, how the fuck do you even remember this in detail? It was 12 years ago. Anyone would have forgot about this. What the fuck is this? And they'll just go into so much excruciating detail. It's just like, fuck. That's why Virgo's a threat. Okay. And That's why I like to say Libra is Illuminati. Libra to Pisces are Illuminati. Virgo is at the cutoff. Some Virgos they invite in, but like they're always pushing Virgo back. And that's why Virgo feels slighted, because Virgo feels like they outwork all the rest of the people, but they don't get invited into the club. And that's because they afraid of you, Virgo. Virgo, don't play Virgo, they afraid of you. You get in the club, you can just put a mental note of all that. There's a huge reason why they don't want you in the club, Virgo. You keep it a little bit too real. All right, certain people won't keep it too real. Like Scorpio's the extremist, but they're also dark as fuck. So they're in the club. They got the sauce. Virgo, some of you Virgos, you're a little bit too real, and that can kind of disrupt things. And then Virgo hits back like, okay, all right, okay, you're not gonna let me in the club? Boom, I'm pulling receipts. This person's doing this person's doing. You literally saw someone do this in the top of the year. Okay, thank you. It is what it is. All right, they're mutable though. Some Virgos do get in the club. Some Virgos don't get in the club. Some Virgos are double agents. They get in the club just to expel the club. So it is what it is. You gotta know. I mean, you're not a Virgo, right? But the masters of the zodiac. All right, you'll know who didn't get in the club because they're getting tarnished by the media over dumb shit, false allegations. Yeah, they didn't get in the club. They didn't get in the club. That's all that means. All right, so yeah, okay. You'll know, like Libra, if you're Scorpio, if you're Sagittarius, if you're Capricorn, if you're Aquarius, if you're Pisces, they find you. They invite you to the club. They don't like Gemini. We talk too much. But all the other five, they find you. They be like, hey, you trying to join this club? They be looking for Aquariuses. Tell me I'm lying. They'll tell you some of you already got invites. Some of you didn't even know you were getting invited. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So, yeah. Right? Right? He wasn't trying to join the club at all. Yeah. Next thing you know, FBI. Uh-oh, never mind. All right. So, yeah. I'm not underestimating this Saturn transit, guys. I'm taking this very serious. Let's give you a recap. This is the Reaper for real. It is controlled opposition. I just have to keep it a buck with you. And when you're a target and a threat, you're a target and a threat. I've survived my Saturn opposition. The 2 times I've had conflicts on the internet was during it, but I stayed on my 2. I kept it true. We cool. Once it hit Cancer, it was a lot more serious. Okay. So you need to understand that March of 2023 was when the Reaper, Kronos, went into your 7th house of ops, invisible ops, the collective narrative and belief, which is subject to change because motherfuckers are delusional as fuck. And with that being said, okay, from March up into this point was just setting it in. All right, we had not had the official start until March of 2024 when we had the conjunction. So this was literally just, phasing worlds, preparing the beginning of the end of the world. And Virgo risings, especially, Virgo moons feel it and Virgo suns are aware of it. Y'all all have a relationship with the end of the world, which is really weird. It's very strange. Like, whereas Pisces is in the midst of it, like just seeing how everything's connecting together, you're seeing this in your relationships with people. You're seeing this in your relationship with experience. Oh, am I allowed to reveal that? Okay, I'm going to snitch on y'all. So Virgos have this duality where they could be awake in their dreams and in their waking life. I know that sounds fucking stupid, but like how do I put this into words? Because of the full integration of their personalities and their status as Earth Magi's, they fully reflect back the conscious experience. So their ability to imagine casts a subconscious net that quite literally allows them to be at a super level, like a super analytical level, aware of the material and aware of the imagination. They don't imagine like a kid does, like me with the Gemini sun. They imagine like a young adult. And especially with that level of awareness, they're able to analyze patterns, which makes them look like they can predict things, like they're psychic like Cancer. But no, like they keep receipts, so they know how to analyze data and numbers, and some of them are psychic as fuck too. So this is what's going to kind of bring the haunting reality that, you know, things are not only ending, but for some of you, you're getting blatantly targeted by control opposition that only wants to see your full destruction at this point. Now, let me give you a recap. When this happened for Cancer in 2020, Pop Smoke got killed. All right. Controlled opposition. It was 180. This isn't funny. Nothing about this is funny. 180 degrees opposition to his sun. He was broken and entered into where? His house. Cancer represents the home. He was literally next to water. Okay. Then 2021, it was in Aquarius opposite young Dolph's Leo sun. Cancer is at home. Leo is the first social sign outside. He was at a social place next to a bakery when controlled opposition hopped out their car and killed him. Teddy Ray was found dead, drowning, another Leo. Tory Lanez is in prison. Young Thug is in prison. This didn't happen until the controlled opposition, the government structure too, was opposite them. Trump, Leo Rising got arrested. Okay, so I'm referencing this because there has been an established precedent. I'm not just pulling this out my ass. If you don't think the same thing is going to happen to Virgo, it's already happening. As soon as this shit came in, Virgo Moon Diddy. Sneeko was already getting talked about in Congress. Now he has smear campaigns against him. Not that that's new, right? But I'm just using that as reference. Beyonce had a very successful tour, so it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Saturn is representation of the world. She was able to explore that. And as a performer, seventh house of performance, dude, it's literally in the stars. You can literally read these events. Real life will show you exactly how it happens, but the potential is decided through you, through the range of possibility. So yeah, let me just be clear. Last year was a taste. This year is it. This is the most intense. Like everything they're going to do to take you out is going to be done this year. And this is where you are more on point than ever. This is not meant to scare you because you're not a victim. You're a threat. Some of you are huge threats. And so relative to being a threat, the more you align with that integrity, the more you overcome this opposition. That's going to be the difference between those who skate through this and those who get popped. Because I'm not going to lie, at this level, Pisces is the most legendary op any sign can have. Pisces is definitively the most legendary zodiac sign. It's higher than every other sign, like a gap. It's like beyond everything. So it's not even close. And that speaks a lot to the mastery of Virgo to be a worthy opponent, a social critical perspective representing facts and conscious integration of one's habits and routines. You know, this is seen in the athlete who is super disciplined. This is seen in the podcast host who is super disciplined. This is seen in the political official who takes accounts for the real social changes. So this is everything that for some of you who are older than like 45 has been in the works since 2010. 2008 was when Saturn was in Pisces. So for those of you who are alive 2008, I would go back in time and think about what happened 2008 and again in 2015 14 when Saturn was going through Sagittarius. Those two dates represent when you initialize this contract and then when you started to integrate this. Now you're harvesting it over the next 7 years. So trust, people want to get in the way of this harvest, because if you're a threat now, you're going to be so much more of a threat once you get through this. Although I'm going to keep it a buck with you. The spiritual warfare transit is when it goes through your 8th house. Thankfully, been there, done that. That shit is not fun. When Saturn goes through Aries over the New World Order, you're going to be establishing investments that will really protrude the unlocking of how much more wealthy you can capitalize with your Libra 2nd house social value. Okay, Libra social 2nd house value, social value. So yeah, by next year, the North Node is going to be in your 7th house on Saturn and Neptune. So this is unlocking so much of a totality of karma and importance in the quality of relationships, the standards you have, and how much more impactful these relationships fulfill the promises you've made since 2008. And I mean, some of you weren't even born then, but some of you were. So there you go. Most of you were. I'm pretty sure everyone if you were. But it's different if you were born in the 90s versus if you were born in the 70s, 80s. That's going to hit so much more different, so much harder. All right. So, yo, those used to hit. Them Hip Hop Illuminati DVDs, yo, all them used to hit. There's the church versions too. So, like, yeah, that being said, okay, it really puts you in a position to form relationships that are willing to believe and commit with you and to you. Okay. These are going to be the realest relationships because they're committing to you now while a majority of people might be hating on you. And this Taurus season is the final point of integration relative to the new moon in Pisces, which activated this new cycle of relationships over the next 30 years. Quote me on that. And then the new moon in Aries, which now stepped you into a new direction of transforming your investments and trust in people. It's literally you smacking people in the face for trying to play you. Let me say that again. I might have exaggerated. It's literally you smacking people over and over in the face for trying to play you. And now the new moon in Taurus is the final point of this harvest that's going to set up the next 3 months. That's going to begin to blow up your career to the next level, because Jupiter going through Gemini for you is literally going to level up your legacy. It's going to level up your career, how you even put out information. And the next 3 months is just going to complete what you did since last September before you do it again, especially if you have your rising or progress rising in Virgo. Okay. Pluto's no longer in your 5th. So this is awakening and advanced knowledge of how your habits will awaken and transform. And why that's very gangster is because the last 3 years you had Saturn there. So Saturn cracked the whip of you disciplining your lifestyle and mastering it at a core fundamental level to where you can be placed anywhere in the world with no money. And in less than 2 weeks, you have a job, you have an advanced routine that can help you really generate that money. It's literally like putting weight jackets on while you work out. And now that you take the weight jackets off, you're so much stronger. What used to be difficult to do, you're cranking out. And Pluto's going to now awaken the supernatural quality of this, which you needed all that training before to fully appreciate and to stabilize. Because if you didn't have that training, you would have died. Like this would have just completely like worn you out. But you provide, no, you did. Because if you didn't, you had horrible health issues and you couldn't really hold down anything. But you did. That's why you're where you're at now. And this is also going to secure crazy wealth for you over the next 20 years. But yeah, even though it's going to retrograde back, that square you're having from the 2nd house from the 9th house to the 6th house is taking this transformation of your lifestyle and helping you be aware of the philosophy and beliefs you have to have in order to walk that talk. That's really the main core of Taurus season. Let me remind you, this isn't necessarily just Taurus season. For you as a Virgo, this is the ninth house expression of the narrative you activated since September. Okay, so for your Virgo rising, it's in your ninth house. For your Virgo sun, it is 240 degrees away from you. Like all of this is mathematically based. So, like, that's why, like, people can be stupid and like project some anger, like, I don't believe this, but they're idiots because that's like saying, I don't believe in Spanish. Look, just say you don't know the language, shut the fuck up, and let someone who knows what they're doing talk because you're literally sounding so dumb you don't know how fucking stupid you sound. And Virgo, that's how you might sound as you are unconventionally teaching concepts that people are not going to get for like 10 years. And with your mastery, you don't necessarily have time to waste with insignificant peons meandering around being triggered because you actually have real facts behind everything you know. And they just hate to be outclassed by your real practical application of what it is you know, because they'll doubt it and then you'll just demonstrate it right in their face. And so this is with that opposition, that challenge to overcome what opposition and hate or whatever shade is being thrown you, and really, you know, carve through those investments. Take that social value and invest in the right people who really are ready to do something with it. And not only that, transform and cut those goddamn boundaries. Because with Chiron there, you're in a vulnerable spot if you do not smack the bejesus out of these people. The dark side of Pisces is very sinister. It uses pity in order to mask its intentions. So you can have people underhandedly trying to take your kindness for weakness and pretend that even though you noticed you told them twice or once, they're trying to act like they didn't know. And if you smack the shit out of them, they will know. Chiron and it's like they'll be healed. And trust me, Mars is going through here this month. So you're going to be triggered. And you might smack somebody and they thank you. They're like, Virgo, I was acting like a bitch until you smacked earth, wind, and fire out my ass. And now I think straight. Thank you for slapping the bitch out of me, Virgo. Like, you're going to have people legitimately thanking you for energetically slapping the shit out of them with your palm or your energy. Quite literally. It's how you smack them, and how you smack them is going to teach them a valuable lesson, not to ever fuck with you ever in their life. So this is very, 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 very amazing. Seriously, some of you are going to just like give them a side eye and say a sentence to them, and it's going to feel like they got slapped. They're going to, oh shit. And you're going to see like proportionately now it's like less they fuck with you. So like, yeah, this is going to be very amazing because last month was your awareness of you creating these boundaries. You were aware of the fact that, yeah, I don't fuck. No. And now that Mars is going to go there, it's you acting off on it. It's like, okay, no, I'm enforcing it. Mars is the enforcer. The sun is the king that rules the decrees. Saturn is the rules. And Mars is the enforcer. That's the stepper. That's the god of war. Okay, so you're getting ready to enforce not only these boundary checks, but to act off of these social investments. People, the results of the partnerships of the people who you believe you're meant to move forward with. Okay, Virgo rising, this is going to prepare you for marriage or divorce or business partnerships or all the above. So yeah, Virgo moons, you'll definitely be feeling the shade, but this is going to enrich you the more you stand or understand the mastery involved in how you are actually responding to each and every situation. So yeah, this is going to set up great success next month where you're coming into the completion of this harvest and you're coming into the peak realization of the natural quality of one, what you're teaching the world naturally just on your own person, and two, what you're ready to manifest as far as the bag, as far as wealth, as far as value, as far as your legacy, as far as your reputation. Because some of you Virgo risings have a Taurus MC, and that new moon is also the beginning of a new adventure. But for Taurus, they're opening the door for you. This is your chapter 9. So this is you kind of reaching the ascent of everything that you are worth and getting ready to explode on such a much more unconventionally expansive model of, if you are an educator, how it is you teach your course. If you are taking a course, how innovative that course is. If this is attached to your career, the philosophy around how you transform your routine and what you know you have to do in order to break this through. And yeah, it should be very eventful for you. But be careful, the Reaper is out. So just make sure that everything you do as it concerns other people is of the utmost of integrity. And most importantly, that integrity is extended towards you. Because if not, you can get got. All right. Last but not least, we have Capricorn. Ooh. Bah! Shout out to the goats. All right, Capricorn. This is actually going to be so motherfucking awesome. I don't think you're going to be able to contain yourself. If everything up until now was you kind of taking a cart uphill, now it's going down. Now you're able to like slide down. Okay, it's not going downhill, that it's getting worse, but it's like there's pressure released. The work you had, like, I want to kind of set the tone that the past few years since 2020 was you having to put in an extraordinary amount of force, an incredibly extraordinary amount of force to push a lot of things off the ground. And now this is where you've created that traction. So now you can release, and it's just, oh my goodness. Okay, proportionate to what you put in. This is literally that moment where it's like, okay, I can let it go. As in, I don't have to put in any more force for it to push forward. And for some of you, you did that like years ago. But like, yeah, that's the analogy I want to give you. And I don't think you're going to be able to contain yourself, because there's such an incredible power that you activated all of this with 2020, specifically March 21st, 2020. Yeah, I got the dates. That you were not aware of how big it could be. So a classic example of this is like, you might have started some chat website that you never fully intended to be bigger than a chat website. You wanted it to be like a really incredible chat website, and it ends up becoming Facebook. All right, with all its, well, like, there's certain things that you have intended over the past 2-3 years that you couldn't possibly have even seen was possible, as that wasn't even maybe your intent. And now you're coming into a broader realization of the magnanimity of the value of what you're doing, and how this is getting ready to crescendo into, I think, one of the most exciting times you're going to go through. Okay. 2020 was the Saturn transit since 2018. Okay. So that's important for you, especially if you're Capricorn rising. Okay. Capricorn sun, this activated your sun. All right. It started a new cycle natally, progressed. And then with your moon, you came into this understanding and new cycle as well. So I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Once it went through Aquarius, that God level power that you initiated this contract and cycle of commitment to, This is a liberate. By the way, this is liberation. So this whole Saturn transit is liberation. Okay. The knowledge of it manifested from 2021 to 2023. That is what allowed you to extend the network. And for you, Capricorn, your net worth relative to all that you know, as y'all are the directors that monetize knowledge, whether through a blog, whether through a production set, whether through your network marketing. And this, of course, raised the average value of your net worth. Think like a cryptocurrency that its average was like 30,000, and after Saturn and Aquarius, now the average it's at is like 60,000. You know what I mean? So with that being said, now that Pluto is awakening this, okay, this is having you dip into the supernatural bag of extraordinary advanced potential. The karma that you've manifested the knowledge of since March of 2023 entered Pisces and now began to produce the effect. Hence, everything that happened 2018 and 2020, especially 2020, the effects of that are happening now. While everyone has forgot what happened, the effects are actually starting to happen. Okay. That includes conflicts. That includes behind the scenes negotiations and deals done collectively that affected everyone around the world. And this for you, Capricorn, especially the rising, is taking this incredible awakening since 2008, mind you, with Pluto, of this elite level, the doorway into the elite that starts the elite is Capricorn. Then you have celestial elite, which is Aquarius. And then you have divine elite, the highest, which is Pisces. This is the three judges of American Idol. That's what the last three signs represent. That though the greatest, that now they can judge who wins, because Aries to Sagittarius is the whole competition. Sag usually being the best, but and then of course becoming one of the judges. But yeah, what's really key here is you're setting a new precedent. And now you're applying this awakening of your character and what integrity means to you, to awaken the extraordinary knowledge of all that's worth. I'm gonna be completely honest, Cap. Some people think, look, if you have Capricorn planets, I need you to comment a number 10 if you've been feeling it. If it's just me, say it's just you, Peace Dealer. But with that Cap power, it's like people think you care. People think you care more than them. People think you care more about their problems more than them. People legitimately think that you care about any of the bullshit they're throwing your way, and they're phased. They can't believe that you literally don't give a fuck, that they're quite literally having to believe that, oh no, they really care. They're just trying to pretend that they don't care. Whole time, the only time you hear about it is because they brought it up. You're not spending any parts in your mind thinking about it at all. You are able to look at it at a higher perspective. So when you kind of bring it up, it's not even in the surface of a way people bring it up. And people have been convinced you care and are slowly coming to the realization and resentment that they will always care way more than you will ever care. You don't even have time to give a fuck. Everything you're doing is substantially worlds apart and greater than the petty bullshit that they have time to waste with you about. You see how serious of an energy Capricorn? Like, that shit is crazy. But like, yes, now that Pluto is in Aquarius, construction on your money house has been done. Let's talk about it. You had what Sagittarius had earlier in that before the end of that decade, like 2019, and from before, but the order was a little bit different. So Jupiter went through Aquarius through 2021. Before 2022, it entered Pisces, and this expanded your knowledge. The quality of knowledge you had before 2021 versus after 2021 has substantially evolved. Okay. Especially square Uranus in your fifth. So now with the evolution of the knowledge of what you have, completely innovated how much more creative you are. It's like if 2021 you evolved the quality of all your instruments, and now like you have the top of the line instruments. Well, obviously the quality of your music is completely going to be innovated. So this is set on a real precedent, right? And now Saturn from 2020 to 2023 took that expansion and mastered it. It's like it expanded the pool. Now the cement has been put over that pool. So Pluto's going through there, and it's now awakening the liquidity of it. Because if it did this before, it would have burst your pool. Your pool wouldn't have enough to deal with that pressure. Now Saturn has battle tested you. It's put you in a position to handle the strength of this knowledge extremely. And you're going to manifest supernatural energy that enhances your physical power and body at the God level. This is manipulating the weather. This is shocking people with lightning from your fingertips. This is claircognizantly being able to just access knowledge and know things at a much more instantaneous quality that is borderline weird, because weird is supernatural, and that's the quality that you've progressed into. All sorts of God level nonsense that will have people thinking you're probably lying if they didn't witness you do it themselves. Okay, so this is why this Taurus season is integrating this in the most exaggerated fashion, because y'all are the goats for real. And while everyone is making a fuss, you're doing incredible shit. And now it's time for this incredible shit, this incredible actions of yours to not only activate everything that you can reap from it, but also set the precedent towards how much more creative you manifest your talents. That's the fifth house Taurus portal. Taurus manifestation, fifth house talents. You're manifesting your talents. You're manifesting your confidence and courage. Now, the second house is your self-esteem. All right. And the fifth house is your talent. So the more confident you are, the stronger your second house, the more I'm going to express my talent on stage and like sell it and like fucking kill it, you know? So Jupiter has been naturally evolving not just your talents in your relationship with children through your inner child, but it's been showing you how much more valuable everything you're good at doing is. Your fine eye for quality, and why you will always be shitting on these bitches every single day of your life. I think at some point you felt like, am I really him? Am I really her? Is this just in my head? Like, am I just snobby? Do I just look down on people? And you're going to realize, oh no, these motherfuckers is beneath me. There's no way they're even getting close. I thought I was being condescending. These people will never reach my level. I might as well help. And I feel this is very important, because I feel like before Pluto and Aquarius and Capricorn, I feel like you were guilty about that. It was a huge guilt that you had to go through. Like, why am I so great? Like, do I just think I'm better than it? Was crazy imposter syndrome. And now you're like, nope, I'm the fucking GOAT. Couldn't even believe I ever doubted myself. What the fuck is wrong with me? These motherfuckers, and you literally, you demonstrate it too. It's like, you'll stop doing stuff, mediocre. As soon as you step back, great. Like, there's a sizable gap. It's like without you, you've been carrying everything, as much as motherfuckers want to hate and everything. So, maybe if you ever had any kind of doubt, because this Aries season last month brought up a lot of doubt, you are unlocking a new form of comfort in your authenticity, so you could be more comfortable in your own skin after you evolved that space. Since last year, you've expanded how much more raw you can sit with yourself in public spaces, in private spaces, who you let in your private spaces, and you're unlocking this destiny that's taking the success that you have with people socially and inviting them in a private space of yourself. So even though, since December, you've been activating this, that was a vulnerable point with Chiron there. And this might have kind of brought it through. And Taurus is going to be like, psych, Y'all ain't fucking with me. What the fuck do you think this is? And which is beautiful because once we step into Gemini season, you're going to put all of this together. And then it's going to literally level up your goddamn life. So there's that. If Virgo's career is evolving, your entire lifestyle over the next 365 days from May of 2024 is going to literally level itself up because this is going to prepare you for the Cancer transit that's going to evolve every single one of your partnerships. And because you're evolving your lifestyle and what you think you should be living, anyone who can't match that, they're going to get blown away. Okay. So very, very big shit popping. And I think the clutch thing here is Saturn and Neptune in your third, because this, now that we've activated this cycle since March, has activated the reality warping protocol, preparing you for the first checkpoint next month before we harvest this in Virgo. And hold me to this. Maybe certain people might think this is delusional, but by September, you're imagining things you want to happen, and instantaneously they're happening with the full breadth of knowledge of how things happen and the adjustment of how it happened to your liking at this point. That's a very radical concept. And Taurus is grounding what it is you want and desire so that this will make the rest kind of move through. Because once we get to Gemini season, this is going to be the first point of integration where you're starting to base an intellectual thought process around, holy fucking shit, I was just thinking about that 2 minutes ago, and it's happening the exact way that I was imagining. Yeah, that's because you've activated the reality warping protocol that Libra has, but not at your level. Okay, so by the time you get into Virgo season, it's mastered, which, wow. First of all, wow. Okay, second of all, yeah, this Taurus season is going to put you in a position to now heavily ground with the full moon who you even trust to be around this, because Capricorn, y'all have those secret societies. 11th house Scorpio. It doesn't have to be on some Illuminati shit, even though you are the capstone, but it definitely does speak of a very dignified, pure element of where you feel you belong, the wisdom that belongs around you, and who it is that invests in your talents. Okay. Because when that new moon hits, it's a wrap. It's up. It's over. And this is, I think, if you ever had a moment to bet it all on yourself and your creations, this is it. Fifth house, I think, is also speculative entertainment. So, I mean, if you want to go to the casino or play the lottery, you might get lucky, but that's vague to say. But I mean, when I say you might get lucky, it's like you will have the intention to win the lottery and you get the lottery ticket. And because you got the lottery ticket, you met somebody who you bumped into and you exchanged numbers. And then, of course, the next day you finally get the lottery ticket numbers for like $5 million, and like you lose. But you get a phone call from that person who you met when you bought the lottery ticket, and they just secured you a $10 million deal just like that. So that's where your intention is literally absolute. Your intention to win millions of dollars in the lottery happened, just not in the way that you expected. And you didn't have to wait like 7 months for it. You're going to be so much more aware of the super positioning, as she just said right now, and how you actually, with your own imagination, imagineer all of these circumstances. This is now engineering a legendary divine attitude, a supernatural attitude that, for all intents and purposes, is metaphysical. All right. And this will be your ability to teach the metaphysical through your actions. Mars is going to go in your fourth and help you understand how to really anchor this authority over your own home space, being comfortable in your own skin. And then Venus is going to polish this fifth house marvelous land. I mean, some of you are going to be doing what you do so different because now everything that you've learned up into this point, you're seasoned. So it's like now you're just skating on it, just shitting out gold. that is not the right words to use, but yeah, just cranking out gold. Okay. The first part of this Taurus season before the new moon is it not feeling like it and you not even believing it. And then after the moon goes into Pisces and then you have the new moon, it's like, I can't even believe I doubted myself. Like, this is, it's, I am him. I am her. Duh. I'm the motherfucking goat. Literally. Like, yeah, it is. It is. That's going to carry you for the rest of the year. The results of this is going to last for like over 12 years, and have fun with this for real. And yeah, y'all, that's what I have. I think this was a spectacular breakdown of the transits for the earth signs. Um, be patient, please. Some people just still don't get it. Some people will never get it. And value your time, because those who don't get it have cognitive dissonance. That's why they act stupid as fuck, projecting what they're projecting on you. It's unconscious to them. Some of them are manipulated, weak puppets being ruled by their own emotions. And, there's really no helping them. You can, if you want, you can take the Virgo kindness route, but just know people will sting and stab you as you're helping them, unless you're built for that. Some of you are built for that. If you ask me, I think you should chop their heads off, but that might be too extreme for many of you. And I'm only saying chop their heads off if they express the intent to harm you or waste your time in any way, even if they look at you wrong. Okay, so be very okay with certain people not getting it. uh you got it. I hope that didn't go over your head. Like, some people won't get it, but you already got it. And hopefully by the time they realize, it's not too late. You got it in a way where at some point everyone's going to need it from you. So they don't want to put themselves in a position where they're compromising the value that is eventually going to influence them. Okay. And if you're very okay with walking away, then you already win. You all stay blessed as always. And until next time.